Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're back at the entrance. And what we have to do is come over this way. You can see we need a key, and we need these bats out of here too. And this is a defeat all enemies room. Ah, see, they're getting very antsy when you don't go after them right away. I believe the hammer flips them over. And that's kind of amusing too. Kind of reminds me of the spiked turtles from A Link to the Past a little bit. And we have... How did that hit me? You can also use your sword on those. Oh, we're gonna get our stuff eaten. So I lost my red tunic, but instead of coming out naked, I came out with the green tunic. Don't know how that works, but we got our proper shield back. I just don't like the sound they make. We do need to equip that stuff, because it's kind of useful to have in this dungeon. And we get into another mini-boss fight. Alright, so he's going to be a pest. But we can do that, play a little game of Ring Around the Rosie. If you take too much time, he will go back and jump in the center, and his color wouldn't have changed. But I think we did enough damage to him. Yes, he's in his third and final part. Yeah, alright, we'll come around this way. You get kind of in front of him if you can see which part of him is has his face. You can kind of spook him into stalling and then trying to turn around and run. And this gives us bombs. Not very impressive. And we come around here, we need the Megaton Hammer because the switch is rusted. Not sure I even hit it there. Sorry, the boss key is more important than talking to you. And we get the boss key. Don't know, don't care what he said. I don't think that one tells us a secret anyways. Now, the last time I did a 3-heart run of Ocarina of Time, the only place I, well, aside from the final boss, or I should say the final sequence, one of the only places I died ended up being at this boss, Volvagia. And that's kind of amusing because there's a number of more difficult bosses in coming up, and Volvagia is kind of considered... That did not work. Yep, roll around in the fire. Get me out of here. Volvagia is considered kind of a joke or easy boss. Of course, at this point... Stupid fairy. Okay. I mean, it seems like you should be able to get to the boss door some other way, but you just don't quite make the jump from the other sides. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so you do need to knock down that pillar with the Megaton hammer. There's 9 circles of lava there. I wonder if we're going to play tic-tac-toe with the boss. Well, I guess we're stuck here. Looks big and intimidating, has the awesome boss music that only appears in the Dongo Cavern and here. This is kind of the Goron boss music. That is not a hammer. So, to fight this guy, we just, you can only get one hit on him at a time. But you just have to smash him in the head with the hammer, and then hit him with your sword. Now, when he goes into this mode, just keep running to the left, and you'll be fine. Try not to run into his tail. But, yeah, that's how you avoid that. See, he's a joke. Do watch that swing. I don't think jump slashing does any better than just regular slashing. Okay, so then he goes into this part where he's going to go up into the ceiling. And what he's going to do is he's going to drop rocks. You just watch for their shadows and avoid them. And that's all there is to it. I believe you only need 4 hits on this guy. That was hit number 3. So he will start to kind of bounce around, so once you get to the 3rd hit. But this is going to be the fire-breathing segment again, so just run around to the left. So when he goes, when you're waiting for him to pop out, just make sure you go to an area where you can see like all the panels, so you can see the final place he's going to pop out at. And once he starts to pop out, go hit him with the hammer. If you take too long, he'll breathe fire at you. Maybe we got one more hit on him, because you have to do, yeah, so he takes 5 hits. So you have to do, because I remember there's always 2 segments of the fire breathing, 2 segments of the rocks. But yeah, when he first pops out of a hole and swings his head and, I don't know, his hair around, that part can do... That part can do some damage to you. Why are you not dead yet? And why am I almost dead? Well, I still have a fairy, but... Oh, hi. think one of those rocks ended up hitting me. That did 2 hearts of damage. Yeah, I don't remember this boss taking that one. There we go. It's got a really cool dying sequence, too. Then his head drops down next to you. And it turns into a heart container, which we're not picking up, so get away from it. And you probably figured out who the Sage of the Fire Temple is that we're about to meet. And here's a cool little cutscene of the sky returning back to normal and that big ring of fire around Death Mountain going away. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. I thank you on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. By the way, I, the wild Darunia, turned out to be the great Sage of Fire. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship. I'm glad it has your friendship. What would I do without it? Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers. Awesome. And we won't talk to you again until nearly the end of the game. Since we didn't pick up the heart container, our hearts did not get refilled. That's okay, we no longer need to be here. Now, if there was one thing I could get in addition to the Minimalist, one thing I'd like to add, it is the, well, it's not up there, but it would be the extended magic bar. Yeah, that would make that'd make the end of the game so much easier. And you get it, and I'm mentioning it because you get it in here. I'll show you guys where it is. We do need our hammer. You use your hammer to deal with those, because they can't be exploded by bombs, and there's the Great Fairy's Fountain. But yeah, we can't get that. If we go back to the Goron village, which we're not going to do, you could see that all the Gorons are back in there. They return, I believe, as you rescue them. So now we're going to exit, and next we're going to take off our red clothes because, well, you know my TV and the color red. And we're going to jump down the entire mountain and get hurt again. Two shots with the hammer will break apart these rocks. I still have a fairy, but that That infernal beeping noise is kind of annoying. I was hoping to avoid that. Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm being chased. Yeah, we stopped that beeping. Well, since it's a minimalist run, we can just kind of go dungeon hopping and go to the next dungeon. However, I'm not sure there's too much you could do post Fire Temple anyways, aside from going back to the Goron village. Yeah, because I don't think the Megaton Hammer is used too much outside of the Fire Temple, and I think we used it again in Ganon's Tower. Well, we will need it in the next temple. So, with that, I'll see you guys next time, and we'll head to Zora's River.